Hello there, WTF Nation radio listeners and weekend co-op watchers. I'm Operator, also known as OP. Y'all might have caught me a few times playing with Nemo on weekend co-ops. And I just wanted to come on here today and discuss the build that I used in our recent escalation stream. So it is a 4-piece striker, 2-piece heartbreaker. Now I know what you're thinking. Why are we talking about strikers? If you play the game, well, it's not so much about the gear set striker as how much is I have this build set up, right? So yes, striker is a meta build, but the way I have my setup is something I would consider a high A tier, maybe a low S tier. You know, you can argue either way. Um, so without further ado, let me show you the build. So now you're probably looking at this and like, what the heck am I looking at? As you notice, I'm rocking the 4-piece striker with the chest and the backpack, and then a 2-piece heartbreaker. Um, just a regular gear set build, right? The reason why I haven't prototyped them yet is, well, one, because I'm not a level 30 on prototype, or yeah, whatever. And then two, the devs have not allowed us to re-roll prototype gear yet. So kind of stuck with this if I want to keep going this route. Not a big deal. I mean, it works. I've had success with it. I will admit the highest tier I've cleared is a 6. I've attempted 8s, and in my opinion, those failures were due to group composition. So, with this build, the reason why I say it is a high A, low S tier is because when we go over to stats, you'll notice that my crit chance is at 20% while using Lexington, and even lower while using the Big Alejandro. Now, the reason for this is because I wanted to eliminate how much RNG goes into me doing damage, right? Now, you're probably thinking, well, why would you want to do that? And it's exactly why I told you, is like, this way I know how much damage I'm doing all the time. Like, you don't even have to question it. You know that I'm going to give you a bare minimum, right? And that bare minimum is going to be a lot. Because I'm usually top 2 on DPS. I either out DPS and outkill, or, one or the other. Um, and my accuracy is typically between 51 and 58% also. So, I mean, it's just, I wanted a build that didn't rely on crit chance. And this was the easiest way I could come up with it. So, as we go over to the gear set, you also notice that, I mean, if we ignore the fact that it says 3 skill tiers, right now I don't know why it says that, because I turned the assault off. Could be because I'm in the firing range, but whatever. Where's I going with this? Yes. So, the reason why I went with the chest and the backpack is, well, for those who don't know, when you rock the chest with Striker's Gamble, the the stacks go up to 200, right? The backpack goes from 65% weapon damage up to 90%, as you see there. Now, lower end content, this doesn't really matter. Like, I consider heroic low end content at this point. There's no point in rocking this build for heroic. It serves a purpose in legendary. I'm getting to the point where I think legendary is almost too low now, because we got that power creep going on. But anyways, I digress. The whole point of it is to maintain high stacks. So when you clear an area, you have to have the mindset of going into the next area ready to do DPS. Now, hopefully you have a group that is in sync and they are fast moving, so you don't have to worry about losing them stacks. Now, if you get the chest piece up to 200 stacks, you know you're not losing any damage or minimal amount of damage at that, right? So it's just all about getting the stacks up. And, you know, if you have terrible aim, I don't know what to tell you. Like, maybe Striker's Gamble isn't for you. But you also notice that on my Lexington, I'm rocking Streamline, right? And the reason for this is because I use my skills as little as possible. But you'll also be like, well, why are you rocking Smart Cover? Well, the reason why I'm rocking Smart Cover is because it has the damage to targets out of cover on there, right? Now ignore, again, the fact that it's tier 3. Let's pretend this is tier 1 for the moment. This would be the, oh hey, I just got knocked and my hive has resurrected me. So I can throw this on and give myself an extra 7% to damage to targets out of cover with my big Alejandro, bringing that up to 19% total, right? So I admittedly use the big Alejandro the most with this build. I love it. When I'm low on ammo, though, I do resort to the Lexington. Before I had the Lexington, I was using the Eagle Bearer with a Black Friday LMG. I've tried the Pestilence, wasn't too much of a fan with the Pestilence with the Lexington. However, this being a weapon damage build, it did seem like it worked pretty well. I may give it another try on legendaries. I think escalations might be too high of a health pool for this to be relevant. Trying to think what else I've used here. Nothing here. Okay, so reason why I use the big Alejandro is if we scroll down to look at the talent, you'll notice that every round downrange fired while in cover gives me a % of weapon damage, and it goes up to 100%. Now, with my Striker's Gamble at 90% plus this, that's 190% extra weapon damage on top of what I'm already doing in the stats, right? So this number becomes absurd when you get Striker's Gamble and Big Alejandro rolling all together. I mean, you don't even need this. Like, this is, who cares about this, right? So, you know, 190%, sorry, tapped over too far. 190% weapon damage right there, just using that. That's why I use it the most. So if we scroll down to the gear sets themselves, I'll show you that I pretty much have weapon damage maxed out on the 2 gear sets, right? I haven't really gotten lucky on the Strikers. I did roll Echo on all my augments because, you know, you got a chance. Every round has a chance to be twice as much damage. So I mean, it's too much DPS to not go for, right? I mean, it's just absurd. Just make sure. I think one of these has crit chance on them on accident, which I do plan on getting rid of at some point. Oh, maybe not. But with that being said, you know, you look at the stats, right? Again, to tell you where the crit chance comes from. So I got 10% on the Lexington itself, based off the optic and the muzzle device. And then, you know, the watch itself gives you 10%. Let's see if there's anything else out of the ordinary here. So, so there you go. Just standing still right here, I have 136.3% all weapon damage bonus, right? That's just standing here. Like, dude, nothing. I can give you that damage right off the rip. And let's see, nothing special here. There's your typical DPS build. Try not to get hit so you don't die immediately kind of thing. And let's make sure I have this turned off. Okay, that is turned off. Let's make sure okay, yep, all this is turned off. So, alright. Let me show you the DPS test now. So, I admittedly don't think I used the range correctly, because you'll notice that I will top out at 19.7 mil, right? I think it'd be like 19.786 or something to that effect. So we're going to build up the Striker Gamble perk. Get all them stacks going. Okay, in a perfect world, I usually aim right about here, so 17.9, 18.7, 19.7, 19.7, 19.7. You see where I'm going with this? It's like pretty consistent at that point. So now if we say we put smart cover down, 19.7. Nope, forgot to reload. Yeah, see, I can't get any higher than that number. And I believe this is working like a tier 3. Yeah, so. Anyways, we'll give that up. And you know, this is my build, you know. I hope you know, for those of you watching that want to try a different kind of DPS build, you know, give it a shot. If you like it, let me know. If you have any ideas on how to change the concept, I'm open to ears. I can tell you right now, you're probably thinking, why not just do Obliterate with Coyote Mask or something to that effect? And you'll be missing the point of, this is a lack of RNG damage build, right? So I get it, crit chance, you know, is king, but I can assure you that once you try this out, you may be like, maybe crit chance isn't always the way to go. So, you know, give it a shot. If you like it, let me know. If you got ideas on ways to improve it, I'm open to ears. You know, just don't come at me with the, why aren't you crit chancing? You're leaving damage on the table. Like, yeah, I mean, in your head I am, but I can assure you I'm not. So thank you for watching, you know, and hopefully y'all enjoy.